Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.
Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Sunday night. My beloved Sunday night. Yes, sirree, folks. Sunday night. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. God, time is flying. It really is. For some of you, time might be dragging, but for me, it's a little bit funny. I mean, to me, I'm so non-essential, but yet very essential. You know? Everybody's going live. Everybody's trying to do something past the time. Me? I've been doing this for a while. Oh, boy. Tonight, Sunday, April 20th, show number 67. I welcome all of you, whether you're tuning in now or tuning in later. I welcome all of you. Like I said, I don't care if there's 3 people or 3 million people watching. You're all very important to me. It's a really big deal to me. I'd rather have the solid ones. As I told, we'll talk about my daughter in a minute. Not that I want to, but she did call in last week. That was groundbreaking. But, you guys are very important to me. I don't care where you're watching from, how you're watching it, just so long as you're watching. I keep trying to tell her that. It's like, I know it's a weird time and it's a weird way that I do it, and she really loves to poke fun at me. But God, I hope I could really sit her down one day and go, you know that education that you're getting to become a cardiovasculatory specialist? Yes, I know you've got good grades, and I know you've scholarshiped your way through, but there's also that extra little $20 million that's owed to your school. And this is how I pay for it. Oh, boy. Anyway, kids, what are you going to do? We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, thank you for jumping on board. I could not be here. I could not be here if it wasn't for... That's right. You got it, my beloved Bolt Energy. Bolt Energy, ask for it in stores. Electrify your senses. No preservatives. Why no preservatives? Well, why not? I mean, go find an energy drink that has no preservatives, and let me save you the time and trouble. There are none. So these guys kind of said, you know what, we're going to try and clean up. Everybody talks bad on energy drinks, but, what is good for you nowadays? Not a whole lot. So live on the edge. I don't drink coffee. I don't like hot things, so this kind of gives me that little get up and go without having to drink a ton of it. Tastes good. It's enriched with vitamins and antioxidants, and I'm a believer. And they believe in me. God bless them. Let me pop open a can real quick. Tell you how much I love you guys. I'm telling you, it's not. I mean, the masses are great, but I'm more about quality instead of quantity. And as we talk about it in many meetings, I only need that one phone call. The one right phone call. Here's to Bolt Energy. If you can't find it in stores, go to www.drinkboltenergy. Ask them, say, hey, where the hell can I find your drink? I mean, right now they're trying to conquer Southern California. It's not easy, but believe me, they're spreading. Oh, I like the way it tastes. Tastes good. They're on Instagram, too, all over the place on Instagram. You look up Bolt Energy. Believe me, you're going to find them. Oh, yeah. I like it ice cold. I like everything ice cold, except my women. I just thought that one up. Oh boy. Chalk one up. The jokes are free, babe. All I need. And why is this pulling on me again? Oh, the clip came off. Anyway, welcome. Today, you know, I'm a little bit one of the odd bunch, I'll clearly admit. Last week was Easter, more normalized as American Easter. And me, I just happen to be Greek Orthodox. We're kind of the same, only different. And, you know, again, it doesn't really matter, but Easter, one of the freakiest things that used to mess me up was the Greeks believe they go by a little bit different of a calendar because the Catholics broke off and all this stuff, and, you know, it's deep. Long story short, this week, today, is Easter for the Greeks. Next year, it might be 2 weeks different. It might be right on the money with the American Easter. It's really weird. They go by moons. Shoot the moon! But that's how they do it. You know, there's a discrepancy. They follow, believe it or not, with the Jewish Passover. There's something where they at least somebody comes in agreement with the calendar dates on all that stuff. What can I tell you? Either way, today is Greek Easter. So for all my Greek Orthodox peeps and all whoever believes and celebrates, because it's a big deal. My parents, it was a big deal. That's their biggest holiday. And I got to tell you, I now with no church services and things like that, I'm not super religious, but I'm religious enough. I'm thankful that my parents instilled, they gave me some type of accountability. And last night, all these services now, they Facebook Live them and all that. And I, sat at it, like they had service at 11:30 at night for midnight service. And I sat last night and I watched it. I don't know, something, my soul just needed to watch it. It's like, for the little bit I do, just do something. And it was hard. It's hard because, I don't know, I'm sitting there watching this stuff and my head starts twirling. I'm thinking about everybody, everything, my parents, I miss them. Just because it was so important to them as growing up as a kid. Easter was bigger than Christmas. Just the way it is. So it was hard. But then again, so is a lot of days. But, you learn how to live with this stuff and you get through it and you just live on the memories and you remember about love. Speaking of love, it's a big word nowadays. You know what I'm really seeing a lot on Facebooks and everything, kindness. I'm really glad, too, because I talk about it a lot. And there's a few people that I encounter that talk about kindness. It's like, everybody gets tired of assholes. And, it's like, it doesn't hurt. I don't know. Today, before the show, I was running to come to an undisclosed location in Burbank, California. And I'm leaving my house, and one of my neighbors said hello to me. She's an elderly woman. And she goes, "You going out?" And I said, "Yeah." And I didn't tell her where I was going. And she says, "Would you mind going to the store for me?" And what was I going to say? No. And I said, "Yeah, what do you need?" And I'm glad. And this is a woman that, I see her all the time, and she's pretty self-sufficient, but, she's, I'm old, but she's older a little bit, And they're trying to do their thing. They're trying to lay low, and, she said, "Can you pick up a few things for me?" And I said, "Yeah, I could do it." And in my head, I'm twirling because I'm going, I got to hurry up because I got to get down here. I got to do this and all that. And I did, and I went, and I got her some things that she wanted, and she says, and I said, "Listen, as always, if you need anything, you call me." It didn't kill me to do that. In fact, I enjoyed it. And all my neighbors, they know. I'm that guy. Life is short. I do not want to go around being known as that asshole. And I'm sure I have a few people that may think that, but there's probably very few. At least, I can only hope that I outweigh, the people that don't like me are a smaller crowd. Can't please everybody. That much I've learned. But, for the most part, I'm that guy. It's the way I'm wired. I used to get a lot of shit from friends of mine. They're going, "Dude, you know what? You're like too nice." You're not too nice, like in a good way, but you're just too believing to this and that. I said, whatever. I go, it's not going to kill me, lesson learned or whatever, but I believe in the good. I do. You can be a conniving son of a bitch and you can get on top and you can, scam me or whatever, but, good luck to you in the long run. Good luck to you. Really. Most people who I've encountered with, I'm good with. And I love them. It's just like I value relationships. I do. I like my friends. I have a lot of acquaintances and I have a ton of friends. People I call friends. That when you need something, which you hardly do, but the bottom line is if you needed something, they go, what do you need? And vice versa. Especially during this whole coronavirus thing. This is a weird thing. We're going to get into this tonight too. But I just wanted to touch on that. One more thing. Hang on. Being on Facebook, there's 20 million challenges now. The pillow dress challenge, the, sibling challenge, the challenge. It's like, I'm about challenged out. Are you guys that friggin' bored, really? I mean, there's just too much. Somebody's challenging to do something every friggin' day. There's some new challenge on top of the 80 million challenges beforehand. I don't know. I don't get bored. It's like, it's really weird. Like, there's a lot of people climbing the walls, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. Everybody climbing the walls. But I'm pretty good with this stuff. And that's just me, but I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Peter. I want to hear from you guys tonight. 818-259-7983. We're going to talk about the weather's going to be really good this week in Southern California. It's going to go up in the 80s, possibly 90s in some parts. And are you going to be the one to say, screw this, safe at home, and I got to get out. I'm going to just, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Or do you feel better stay home for a little while longer, try to help lower the whole thing and just, do your part? We're going to talk about that. I'm hoping somebody will call in. Last week I had my daughter on the phone. My daughter called in and she completely surprised me. She's 14. She show bombed me. She kicked me in the nuts a lot. That's what kids do. I mean, and at least, look, I'm kind of lucky. She's got a pretty good sense of humor, but I mean, she doesn't get what I do. She just doesn't get it. And I mean, she does, but she doesn't. Her friends get more about what I do than she does. And again, no matter, even when she does get it, it's her job to kick me in the nuts. As she said on the show, she says, I'm here to keep you grounded. And that she does. I changed my whole lifestyle because of her. Not that it was bad, but I changed a lot of things. No regrets. So far, so good. But just change, because you just tend to have to do different things when different things come into your life, like children. You become a dad, a mom. You brought those kids into the world, you bring them and you keep them, and they come first. You've had your whole friggin' life. Now, I didn't have a baby until I was 44 years old, so I maybe I was selfish. I just was busy doing what I was doing. But when I finally had that child, I was ready, and I did, and I am. But, I see these kids, in their 20s, they're having kids, and they still got to, go out, and, I got to hang with my boys and all that. It's like, well, whatever. I mean, somehow or another, everybody will survive, but I don't know. You be the judge. I don't judge. I'm just observing, casting my opinion. It's just my opinion. And even in my life, at that age, shit went wrong. My marriage went down the tubes. Thank God my daughter's stable. Nothing is perfect, you know what I mean? Nobody ever got married going, I can't wait to get married because we're going to have a hell of a divorce. Hi, my name is Peter. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, so she was on the show last week, and she definitely had her shiny spots. caught me off guard. Honestly, I was sweating by the time because it's like, where's she gonna go? I could hang up on her, but why should I? I'm an open book anyway. But that's just the way it goes. So I was very lucky. She called in. She had a few hot spots. She's actually pretty funny. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Sometimes she comes up with stuff that I'm just like, that's 14-year-old stuff, and I just don't get it. But then again, she looks at me all the time, and she looks at me and goes, I don't get it. Anyway, I hope everybody's finding ways to just chill the hell out. Do your part, staying safe. Tonight we're going to talk about everybody's starting to get antsy. And this week I'm kind of scared everybody's going to start little by little going, you know what? Life is what it is. I'm going to start going out. We're going to be okay. Oh, hang on. We got a phone call, ladies and gentlemen. A first. Hi, you're on with Life of Peter G. Who's this? Hello? Something's wrong. Who is this?
Hello, this is the Easter Bunny.
The Easter Bunny? Easter Bunny, you got a really bad connection, and you were supposed to be on my show last week. What are you doing now?
Hello, I'm looking for the Peter G show.
This is Peter G. This is the Easter Bunny. You're a week late, sir.
So, I understand you're hopping mad about that.
Yeah, I wanted to know what's happening.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry, sir. I took Easter off this year. The coronavirus took my job, stole my thunder this year.
Stole your thunder. All right. That's good because we tried to get a hold of you a lot, and you were just MIA, and we just figured, okay, well, better luck next year.
No, Gus. I unplugged the phone and binge watched Tiger King. I don't get it, Gus.
You were sitting binge watching Tiger King.
Tiger King. I don't get it, Gus.
Why would an Easter Bunny be watching Tiger King?
Oh, well, I couldn't eat breakfast.
I think to Tiger King you would be breakfast.
No, I couldn't eat breakfast. IHOP was closed. Gus, have you not heard about the coronavirus?
I did hear about the coronavirus, and that's why I wanted to talk to you last week. I wasn't really prepared for you to come on this week, but you know what? Now we're going to have to switch gears again, which is nothing unusual on this show. So okay, since I have you on the phone, what happened? How you are you telling me you completely skipped Easter, or you just had to watch what you're doing?
Well, I was having a bad hair day.
The Easter Bunny was having a bad hair day. I heard that.
My hair dryer broke, Gus.
Okay, so I realize that things are not as they should be, and that's why we wanted to talk to you last week to see how your Easter went and what you were doing to keep yourself safe, because, I'm hoping that you still delivered. Hello? Hello? Okay.
Hello.
Okay, good. Making sure you're still there. And we just figured that you just tied one on and that was the end of it.
Well, I did get stranded out in California, Gus, and I had to hitchhike home.
Really? You hopped a ride?
Well, I didn't have enough money for airfare.
You had no money for airfare?
For hairfare.
Hairfare. But okay, so give me a little insight. Because of the coronavirus, does the Easter Bunny have to follow protocol as well, or are you kind of immune to this? I heard it's not really an animal type thing.
Well, Gus, sometimes you just gotta say, never mind. Anyway, I decided this year I was just going to binge watch Tiger King.
Okay, so let's talk about Tiger King. Because I have not watched it yet either. But my daughter, I don't know if you're following, but my daughter says that once you start watching it, you can't stop.
Well, he's a homosexual.
And?
A faggot.
And?
A sissy faggot.
Okay.
No, Gus.
He doesn't look like a sissy.
I don't get it, Gus.
Okay. So, aside from the meth and he's gay and he's got a bunch of tigers and all that kind of stuff, I mean, there's nothing you got out of the whole show? I mean, because I don't care about
nothing,
you know,
Gus.
I mean, don't throw rocks glass house or pot called kettle black or whatever.
Well, I did have to go hit my crack pipe after it was all over.
Really, it drove you back to your crack pipe. I thought you gave that up.
Oh, I'm so tired, Gus.
You're so tired. I mean, everything is going to hell right now. I mean, I talked to St. Patrick. St. Patrick's Day went to hell. Easter's gone to hell. I don't even know the next one. Cinco de Mayo's coming up.
Yeah, St. Patrick drinks or not,
I know, and he didn't really sound like he was drinking a lot. He was just angry.
I saw him next to some 4-leaf clovers one time.
You saw him where?
No. Next to some 4-leaf clovers.
Oh, yeah? What were you, hiding eggs?
No, that was for my father. He had Alzheimer's.
Okay. So did you just kick back and blow off?
He was a harebrain.
Oh, boy.
Get it, Gus?
Yeah, I get it. The jokes are free, babe.
No.
So let's go.
You know why you should never tell an Easter egg a joke? It's lovely, Gus.
Yes. I mean, was that you?
I'll never say.
You said you were in California.
I'll never say.
Wow. So how are you handling this whole coronavirus? Are you staying in your rabbit hole?
Watching a lot of Tiger King. I don't get it, Gus.
I don't get it. I haven't. I can honestly say, I have not seen Tiger King. I don't know how many episodes. I think it's like 9 or something like that. But all I know is that they're getting ready to. They're talking a movie for this guy already, and I mean, so there must be something there.
He's a gay faggot, Gus. I don't know.
Okay. So I take it that the Easter Bunny's a little homophobic.
Oh, I don't know about that, Gus.
Okay, yeah, because to each their own. I got no,
I'm really tired. You have money for hair fare?
No, I don't. I don't have much. Times are hard. I've been laying I've been trying to do my part. I've been kind of keeping it down and trying to lay low myself. But then again, sounds like my life is normal, No.
Yes, it's all normal, Gus.
Yeah,
it's all normal.
It's all normal. I mean, but the thing is, there's a lot of people right now that are having a hard. I get it. People aren't working, and this is a big mess. And the one thing, Easter is a big holiday. I mean, I know you know this, but the Greek Orthodox today is Easter for us, and it's a big holiday. It's a big deal. And it's the biggest deal, actually, and for the Greeks and things like that. But the Easter.
Did you eat breakfast?
Did I eat breakfast?
Yes.
I did.
At IHOP?
No. You like that IHOP, don't you?
I like breakfast, Gus.
I understand, but all those places are closed down right now. Don't you understand that?
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
IHOP was closed, so I had to go to the Chinese restaurant, Gus.
The Chinese restaurants are always open no matter what, right?
They were out of my favorite food, hop suey.
Hop suey? I thought you want stir-fried kitty.
Oh.
Grasshopper.
I just want to flunk one test, Gus.
Oh, brown
eyes. Paternity test.
Oh, yeah?
That's the only test I want to flunk, Gus.
So yeah.
I'm so tired.
What are you tired from? You haven't done anything.
No, I'm so tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got the Easter Bunny, who was supposed to be on the show last week, who just called in out of the blue. I kind of wrote him off, didn't think I was going to hear from him, and here he is. But I'm glad you called in, because I would be forever wondering, or my people, my 3 or 3 million would be. I'm sure they were sitting on the edge of their seats worrying about you.
I just, for once, like to have a date with a happy ending.
You like happy endings, huh?
a happy ending.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened to that, but stuff happens.
Oh, hope I don't have another accident with a knife.
Did you have
another haircut?
Oh boy. That's great, Easter Bunny. So, Easter Bunny, where are you residing nowadays?
Oh, some hole here, there.
Here or there, huh?
Bugs Bunny and I, we like to hang out and eat carrots. So,
what's up, Doc?
He has fleas. That's why they call him Bugs Bunny.
Really? I've never noticed that.
He has fleas.
Fleas.
Oh.
My dog has fleas.
Oh.
I
just got a letter from the military. I'm being drafted, Gus.
You're being drafted? Well, I didn't know they were drafting.
Oh, I'm being drafted by the Army, but I told them I wanted to go into the Air Force. No. Okay, good night, Gus. I got to go watch Tiger King now.
No. I got a couple more questions for you.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. You have money for hairfare?
You're killing us, Gus.
Oh.
Listen, can we? So you never answer my question. Did you make your rounds this year, or did you not?
Oh, I already told you. I skipped Easter this year.
You skipped it.
I binge watched Tiger King. I don't get it, Gus.
Okay, so maybe have you watched the whole thing?
No.
You need to watch the whole thing. Maybe eventually it'll kick in because my daughter, my daughter was telling me, she said, once you start watching it, you can't stop. And I said, I don't know.
Kind of like crack cocaine.
I don't know.
No, Gus, neither do I. That's why I don't want to watch Tiger King anymore.
Okay, so she says to me,
why do you think they call it binge?
Binging, I know. So the thing was, I said to her, because I have a friend of mine, and I said, so-and-so's trying to watch it, but he doesn't get it. And she says, that's because they're rowing in the same boat. and when I thought about it,
No,
and because
she said, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm good.
Yeah, I looked at her and I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, and she just looks at me with this face. and I go, "Yeah." I go, yeah, okay. I said, okay, yeah. I kind of understand now. Yeah.
No, I went by her house where they said she was having a discussion with a horse.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Ed.
So I went and watched Tiger King. Oh gosh.
Well,
I don't get it.
I don't know. I can't say. I'm going to have to watch it myself. But the thing was, I didn't know that the Easter Bunny be. What do you have? Do you have Netflix, Mr. Easter Bunny?
No. No, we have everything.
You have everything. Okay, well, I have. Even though I've been laying mighty low, I haven't really sat down to watch it yet because I've been busy with other things. I've been finding to-do lists to do to keep myself busy, and I haven't watched it. But
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh boy.
No.
Every morning a light goes off in my head. It's like, oh, this thing. And I said, there's some things I need to do. And it's like, I said, instead of going out and spending money, I need to be home and like doing things because I don't have that much money.
Okay, Pink Floyd.
And I wake up and
easy, Roger Waters.
I go. Yeah, it's a crime. I go out my front door every day and I just, hello, my neighbors. Hello, my neighbors.
No, the last time I did that, I got ran over by a damn old pickup truck.
Yeah. I just, but you know, a lot of times around here, it's pretty quiet.
You know how I stay fit, Gus?
How do you stay fit, Mr. Easter Bunny?
Exercise.
Wow, that's good.
No.
Oh boy.
Okay, Gus.
All right, listen. I'm glad you.
You know, after this day, I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted. Well, I want to thank you for at least calling up and redeeming yourself. I'm so very, very sorry about the fact that you've had to skip Easter this year. Believe me, there's a lot of people skipping a lot of things.
No, skip Tiger King.
Skip Tiger.
I don't get it.
Oh, well, listen, I you know what? Maybe you just need to keep watching it a little bit longer, and maybe it'll kick in because, you know, sometimes it takes a while before the bell goes off.
Maybe I need to keep watching the show longer.
Yeah, maybe eventually it'll strike a nerve and you'll understand it.
You have money for hair fair?
No, I don't. Stop asking me for money for.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Listen, just whatever, you know. Just again, lay low, do your part, Mr. Easter Bunny. Let's try to knock this thing in the butt, and that way we can get back to the real world. We're going to talk about that tonight, but I kind of got sidetracked when you called. But I'm glad you called.
One last thing, Gus.
What's that?
You know why the magician had to cancel his show?
No, why?
He just washed his hair and couldn't do a thing with it.
Oh, boy. Hello? Hello? Wow. Okay, there you have it. Last week, I was supposed to have the Easter Bunny on the show, and he was MIA. We called and called and called, even though that was supposed to be last week, and now he just called up tonight, out of the blue, wasn't expecting him, and he called up tonight because he wanted to redeem himself. At least he called to apologize, to say that he was busy binge watching Tiger King. Go figure. Wow. These things are pulling. Why are they pulling? It drives me nuts. I don't wear headphones, you know what I mean? Because it's stupid, but... So we have these things called in-ears. Obviously, they go in your ears. So I can hear everything that's going on between all the different feeds. Anyway, okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first, folks. Look, we spare no expense to bring you grade A prime entertainment. I know, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But at least the Easter Bunny did call in, and he did explain himself in his own way. Bolt energy. Electrify your senses. All right. Let me try and get back on track if I can. That's easier said than done, right? I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're watching, share. Watch parties, people. Watch parties. It's the only way that this stuff is going to move. One day you're going to look back at this and go, wow, remember when he was doing that little thing? I'm telling you, that's how it goes. But it's all about you guys sharing. Let's hit that watch party. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because my daughter was on bagging on me last week because the page she was watching on, it looks like nobody's watching, but yet a gazillion people are watching from different pages that she couldn't see. She couldn't see it. So she just rags on me. She really does. And she doesn't know, you know, but I let her do it because it was funny. It's just funny. I don't worry about it. But all I ask from you people is that you share, watch parties, and share it, because I'm telling you, a lot of times, like, you know, a lot of the things we talk about may not be as important to you, but it may be really important to the people that are in your inner circle, in your friends list, and Facebook and all that. You don't know who's going through what and who needs to talk about this stuff, and that's really a big deal. Forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh, tonight. Shoot. Tonight, I want to talk about this because already they're starting to show protests. People are protesting about, they're getting antsy. It's like this coronavirus, people were trying to do their thing, and a lot of people believe in freedom, and it's not the government's, it's not the government's right to tell you what to do, and I do what I want. I don't know I'm on the fence. I'm really on the fence with this because I do realize that I personally, again, just my opinion, I feel there's a lot of people dying, both young and old. And, when I say young, I mean mid-30s, 40s, 50s. That with, dying from this, maybe there was something underlying that you don't know. Who knows? All I know is if it wasn't for that, this coronavirus, they'd still be around. And I just like life. I got things I want to do. I want to grow old. I want to watch my daughter grow up. I want to, I want to be there. I can only hope I could be as old as my parents. And then some, but that's pushing it. So they lived to a very nice age, and I have to accept that, but it still sucks. 150 couldn't have been old enough for me. But the whole thing is, it's just like, now the weather's getting good. Everybody's kind of like tried to do their part, but people have a short attention span. And it's like, okay, I'm getting sick of being home. I want to go out. It's like, find something to do. But am I right or wrong? 818-259-7983. I mean, because they're talking the states. Different states are going, we want to open up the I get it. Their businesses are dying. I totally get it. Believe me, I get it. But what happens if we did all this shit to try to slow it down, and then we just jump out there and just bring it all back again? I mean, I don't get it. What happens? Especially, you know what? It's all fine and dandy until something hits close to your house. Until you lose somebody you love. Or you. Nobody really feels it until you feel it. And let me tell you, that's a feeling I don't want anybody to feel. Every day I get up and I'm praying. I got my little, before I leave the house, or I don't leave the house right now, but I still get up. And I make it a point real quick to have some thoughts in my head, and I pray that people will not go through this crap, because it hurts. It hurts under normal circumstances when you lose somebody you love, let alone to this unnecessary. Maybe it's necessary, but I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm talking about. This is okay. I don't give a shit who dies from the flu and this and that. This is a big deal. But are we pushing it right now? Are we pushing it? Somebody give me a call. Staying home. I can stay home. I'm pretty good at it. But if you're staying home, do you really think that it's like, you think the government's really just trying to keep you down? 818-259-7983. If you have an opinion, you're more than welcome to call. Again, nobody calls anymore. And I'm used to it. I get all the texts and I get all the writings, and people write to me during the week. But I know. I'm trying to read. I need a bigger screen again. We took away the big screen. I had a bigger screen so I can read what's going on to the one page. Because again, Facebook starts me on a whole different rant. It's weird how I have to operate doing this thing. I kind of regret it, but then again, I don't, because I love my Facebook people. But it's very difficult to live stream all the several different pages we have, and the LinkedIns, and the YouTube Live, and the Instagram Live, and all that. Can't do it. Facebook made sure that this year they did more privacy rights restrictions and all that. Screwed me up totally. I've lost half my audience when it comes to the live show. And they gave me a choice. It's like, what do you want to do? You want to abandon ship, or do you want to switch to a different format, or do you want to stick with what you're doing? And I just chose to stick with what I'm doing, and just hang in there and try to divert people to these certain pages that you can actually watch live. Sucks, though. It sucks, because I don't blame people. I don't get it either. I was the same guy. If I don't see it happening, I don't tune in. I got a bunch of other million things going on, and I just don't. But I not that I wouldn't, but you got to put things in front of people's faces. So they watch the reruns, the rebroadcast during the week and this and that, but I get a lot of texts, I get a lot of emails. Hang on one second. Does this look like it's going to now? I get it. Durko, where you been, man? You're a ghost lately. I worry about you. I do. And then, but I see a post now and then, and I say, okay, you must be okay. Life is just fast. Way faster than I want to be. Being dad is taking up a lot of time, especially right now that she's home from schools and all that. But my friend writes, he says, does this look like it's going down? It's like 40,000 people dead as of today. It's the number one leading cause of death in the United States right now. I get it. I'm with you. But there's a lot of people. I have a lot of very close friends. People that I love very much. And they're like, you know what? This is stupid. They think it's stupid. I don't believe it's stupid. Because I think it's stupid until you lose somebody you love very much. Or yourself. And, he was I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. I don't feel like this is some big giant, world plot. I don't think people can conspire something that big. You can't keep secrets anymore. It's too much social media. The world order and all this stuff. I was hoping, I have this one conspiracy theory friend, and I was hoping he'd call in. I want to hear his version on it because there's so many different takes on this whole thing. But what happens? This is what happens when you have a, little show. Daddy's got to do his little show. She laughed at me. Because every week I call her right before the show, my daughter, and tell her, it's like, okay, I gotta get ready to do my show. But in my mind, I'm telling her, okay, Daddy's got to go do his little show. And she thought that's funny as hell. Daddy. Because she's big now, 14. But, yeah. Thank you, Dirk, for texting that over. But, you could have called in and talked to me. But that's okay. You're just one of the many that doesn't want to call in. I'm hip. So much going on. I'm laying low. I'm trying to do my part. Just because. I'm just figuring, you know what? It's not going to hurt because we're all in this together. What's killing me, really is killing me, and this is just the late night shows. I know I've talked about it a couple of weeks in a row, but I'm going to talk about it again because I've been staying up late watching these shows. Stephen Colbert, they're doing their show from his house. He's got a couple of people that help him. I mean, he's got a shitload of people that will help him, but, it's not the Late Show in the Ed Sullivan Theater. Jimmy Fallon is doing it from his house. They're all doing it from their houses. You want to talk about a shit show because they don't know how to do this. They're doing this show, except they got some help. They got writers. Stephen Colbert is still reading from a teleprompter, just like he was reading, and for 20 minutes of his show every single friggin' night. And I like the guy, I do, but Jesus, all they do is get, they're bashing, political bashing. People do not want to hear political bullshit. I think everybody's tired of politics. So you got to watch a show and listen to him bash on Trump or whatever. I don't give a shit who you like or who you don't like. It's just I'm watching the show for entertainment. He looks good. He sounds okay. He's in a room. They're still doing makeup on him, the whole deal. But he's naked. He is reading and he still has you could tell he's so friggin' uncomfortable being naked. This is what we're doing right now. I have no scripts. And to me, that's pretty friggin' hard to do by flying by the seat of your pants. We don't have any money. We just go. And I'm telling you, this is live. When you're watching, late night show live, that's not late night show live. They do that way, way early. They're piping in stuff. They're pre-doing stuff. Yes, when they film the show, it's kind of live. They do it within a certain time period. But then if they have to fix anything, they do anything they friggin' want. I envy that. This is raw. Whatever happens, happens. And there's no scripts. We got some bullet points we make up, through the week, and this is that. And that's it. But man, the bashing, The bashing is just out of control. I was watching and going, this is stupid. 20 minutes of political bashing. What kind of entertainment is that? You can hear that all during the day on the news. And then he finally gets a guest, and they're Skyping, or what's the new one that they're doing? No, it's not Skype. Oh my God, really? But so that's all pre-record. That's not live. I mean, there's a couple times where they're actually doing it live, but and then I switch over. I'm trying to switch all around. Jimmy Fallon, a little less bashing, but he sounds like shit, and that's NBC. It sounds like there's no microphone. It's like he's talking into his iPhone. I don't get it. It's NBC. Multi-millions of dollars. And he sounds like shit. He does. And then they're doing these not Skype. What the hell is the new one now? They're doing these video calls. And the video's freezing. It's like, if you're going to do it with the video, make sure whoever you got on the line is going to have good, streaming capabilities. But they're flying by the seat of their pants too. They're all learning. It's like, you want to learn? God, call me, talk to me. I've been struggling this whole time, and we've had a lot of bad encounters. But you know what? Live is live. It all works. But then we go further. After the late shows I didn't even get to Jimmy Kimmel because I know what he's doing. Same shit, different day. From the kitchen. Then we go into the late show with James Corden. They were smarter. And I'm not kissing his ass either because I keep talking about him every week. But I like what he's doing. They took a few weeks, they ran reruns while they were getting it together to do the show isolated. So all of a sudden, this past week, they're doing the show from his garage. They furnished it nicely. They do multi-camera shots. There's, things that we could be doing here, but we're not doing them because I don't want to add to the complications. Because again, remember, folks, these people have multi-million-dollar people backing them up, networks backing them up. But they're doing and it's not even expensive nowadays to do what we're doing here with multi-cameras switching. It just takes a few more people to do it. At least in my opinion, it does. We go round and round with some of my people telling me on what I should be doing on my own, and I don't want to expand. I'm going to leave it like this, because to me, this is hard enough. But James Corden, The Late Late Show, and he's got his music director, Reggie Watts, and he's on a TV set, so he's like Skyping, or, and they got multi-camera shots. He's talking to you from the camera just like I am. If it's scripted, it definitely doesn't feel scripted. They're just more hip. He's coming to you from his soul. Oops. And not knocking the mic stand. They're actually entertaining. They still do bits. They still do these little games and stuff like that. It's called entertainment. And yes, I'm ranting on this shit because they're making there's a gazillion dollars invested in this stuff. It's on major networks and it's sucking ass right now. I thought they'd get better at it, but I can tell that they're already getting adjusted and they're just settling for what it is. The writers are writing wrong. They need to dump their network stage audience, approach. And this is where the main character, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, they need to be this is where you got to shine. If you have a personality, time to kick it in. James does pretty good. I watch him. I stay up even later because then it sucks because I got to get up in the morning, or at least I don't have to get up. I want to get up to be productive. And I'm watching him because I like what they're doing. They're still doing some back and forth Skype stuff and stuff, but they got things. It's still entertaining. They're not reading a monologue, a boring ass, kick you in the nuts, politically monologue. There's no reaction. And if they were going to do that, they should at least pipe in, because they have the capability. They should pipe in fake applause and fake laughs and all that kind of stuff and do it like they did in the 50s and the 60s. But they don't. So it's dry, they're dead, and they look naked. And I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. And here I am, every week, off the cuff, bullet points. This is what it is. If you love me, you love me. If you don't, you don't. And that's it. I don't care. I mean, I do care. Did I tell you it's Greek Easter? That's right. It follows with Passover and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We're not of the norm. Anyway, I just had to get off that off my chest again. I'll probably do it again next week as I keep watching. But finally, James Corden, The Late Late Show, and Reggie. Reggie does he's like psychodoozy. He's sitting there and he's got this cheesy green screen background going on, and his head is just kind of cut out. And he's definitely different. He's definitely a different type of music director. He does a lot of vocal stuff and a lot of ooh, hey, ooh, and he makes all these noises. I like him. And it works. It works. It's fresh. It's real. They're coming off the cuff. I think they're coming off the cuff. I don't really think that they're, but I think maybe they have a hipper crew. Maybe they got some younger people going, you know what, we can do it like this. They're not following the old formula. In this genre, this domain, it doesn't work. And I had a lot of executive producers looking at me and going, well, this is how you got to do it, and this is what you got to do, and this is how you got to do it. We're not doing it. That's why maybe I'm not on some major network, maybe. I don't know. But the thing is, it works. Because I'm not on a major network. I'm here. And this is what works for me, which I hope works for you. Except for the calling in part, 818-259-7983. But I care about all of you. And I want all of you guys safe. I don't want to hear any more tragedies. Believe me when I tell you, I've got a handful of people who've lost people throughout the country. Now, you may say the percentage is small. I say it was unnecessary. It wasn't like cancer and this and that. I just don't like it. It saddens me. But there I go caring again, right? Another thing, there's a million podcasts out there. And I've screwed up, right now we can't even work on that stuff because I've been talking about getting, my podcast channel back up because I had a bunch of problems and all these shows are backing up and they're not up on there. And it's, I see all these podcasts, like, how do you decide when you want to listen to a podcast when you're in the car or you're at home? How do you decide what you want to listen to? There's 40 million podcasts. Everybody's a podcaster. I would never be able to decide. This is what happens when I get on, Amazon Prime. I'm watching TV or something, which, again, I spend more time flipping through trying to decide what I want to watch than what I actually watch. As opposed to when I just turn the TV on and I go to the major networks and, whatever's on is on and I settle for it. It's really weird. When given a choice of all these movies or these, documentaries and that, I spend more time flipping through the channels, just going through the selection. I honestly, I must spend 30 to 45 minutes, and then finally, I'm looking at my watch and I'm going, shit, it's late. I should go to bed. Yeah, exactly. It's weird. I don't know. I did not watch Tiger King yet, like the Easter Bunny did. Every week is hard for us here at the Peter G. Show. Lining up somebody, hoping there'll be something of worth to sit and listen to, watch. I'm going to start having guests next to me. Obviously, right now we're not. But it's hard, especially with now I've pushed guests back because of this whole coronavirus thing. I just figured, we're just going to wait. These subject matters don't matter that much right now. What matters now is us getting through it all, And that's what kills me the most. Because, again, I've always told you this before the whole coronavirus thing was, but you're not alone. In whatever I talk about, you are not alone. I promise you, whether we're talking about surviving divorce and single parenting, certain personal issues, mental health, anything, whatever we talk about on the show, you're not alone. I promise you there's a gazillion people sharing that have the same story. That's why we talk about what we do. We're all in this together. You've heard that a lot on TVs and this and that, but these are the things I've been talking about for, before this. That's what, I'm not original. Well, actually, maybe I am. Now everybody comes together. Everybody's praising the nurses and the healthcare system and this and that, and I get that. I do. But then again, I had somebody, a very close friend of mine, saying, hey, they signed on for it, just like when you go into the military. A lot of people get into the military, there's no wars, and all of a sudden a war. I remember back in the day, Operation Desert Storm in like the 90s, the early 90s, late 80s. I knew this girl who was in the Air Force, and she was scared. She was scared she was going to have to go serve, even though she was in the Air Force. But, at that time, they were just like going through the motions, doing all this training and learning things, but there was no reason to apply it. And then all of a sudden she had, it was time to this is what you actually get paid for. I mean, back in the day when my parents grew up, war was war. If you were in the military, you were in the military because there was war going on. We're so lucky nowadays. We're very lucky. I'm blessed. Can't even imagine the crap they went through. I mean, just stuff you can't ever lose in your mind. And we're having some hard times, yes, but again, we'll get through it. We will get through it. The other saying, this too shall pass. One thing I know for sure is, I don't know for sure. Because again, I count my blessings every day. I thank God for every day I wake up. But God willing, and there's a lot of God in that, whether you agree or not, it's my thing. I'll be here every Sunday night doing this in one way, shape, or form for now. And if I stop doing this on a Sunday night, there's only going to be two reasons. Because something better has come along for us to do bigger, better things for you. And it's all about you guys. I mean, I'm me, but I could not be me without you. And or if my number's up and it's time for me to go and not wake up one day, which I hope I have, everybody, at least I do. Some people go, I don't care if I die. It's like, I do care. I like life. I love my friends. I'm greedy that way, I guess. It's not easy, like I said, doing this, but sometimes I'm ripping what little hair I have left out. Because it's like, okay, nobody's calling anymore, even though we have a number. The Easter Bunny calls, great. But I'll be here every Sunday night, one way, shape, or form, bringing you some kind of information towards something. Because this is what I believe in. I know that when the things get better, there'll be a lot more stuff laid out. It's going to be a lot more entertaining because I'll have a bigger budget. I'll get to do a lot more stuff, bring some music to you. I want to play with a lot of different people. I want to bring songs and bands, and I mean big people. And I can do that. It's almost doable, but it's not. It's doable, but it's like, Peter, you're pushing just too much. There's not enough of me to go around. You have to have a crew. But I will bring that to you, because we're not done. So long as I wake up every day, I promise you I will be here. Good or bad, take it any way you want. But that's what we're going to do. It's time to go, folks. An hour has blown by pretty damn quick. And again, all these late night shows, they don't even have to talk for a full hour. They talk for about 20 minutes by themselves out of the hour. Then there's commercial breaks, and then they bring on other people who are doing things, and they just kind of but yet they look like they're struggling. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. I'd kill to have that kind of cushy schedule. This is like my boot camp. I do know that by doing this, I can do anything. I just need the right people to do it with for you guys. But either way, I love you very much. Share. Do not, think that like just by watching it's okay. I mean, if you're watching and you're, I appreciate you very much, but share. Watch parties. Hit the watch party. Let it go within your circle. But when you do the watch party, it says, write something. Say, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm watching Peter, what's-his-face. I'm watching the Peter G show. You know what? I think this is a good show. You might want to watch it. Let them know so they can watch it. It's important. I'm telling you, you never know who you might be touching. And that's a big deal. You know, if you can change one life, help one person get through some problem that they're having or this and that, I feel like, you know what, good day. Good day. Love you very much. Next week, I tell you what we're doing next week, but I honestly don't even know. I've been adjusting and changing. I did not know. I want to thank the Easter Bunny for redeeming himself and calling in finally tonight. I wasn't expecting that, but actually it was a good thing because once again, nobody calls in to tell me whether they think we're rushing the system or, you know, putting it out there. All I know is here's one thing for sure, folks. We're going to find out. If I were you, I'd try to be not so anxious. Try to do your part because the worst thing in the world, like I said, you don't realize how shitty it is until you lose somebody you love, including possibly yourself, and going, you know, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. You can't take it back. So please, try to lay low. Let's see what's going on. A few more weeks, another month, whatever. Grow up. If we're under some sinister plan by the world order government or whatever, you know, I don't think they'll know what you're going to do to change it in the first place. But I'll tell you one thing, if you're not alive to do anything about it, doesn't mean shit. Yeah. Doesn't mean shit. You'll sleep, you know, it doesn't mean anything. So stay alive so you can be somebody. On behalf of me and my 3 or 3 million, I thank you for watching the Peter G Show. I'll see you next Sunday night. Like clockwork. Watch the reruns, the rebroadcasts, share them. That's all I ask from you. If anything I can ask is like, do that so we can at least, you know what I mean? If you're quiet, you're silent, there might be somebody out there, again, I say it 1,000,000 times, that needs this more than you. All right? Is there anything else I'm missing? No? Be kind. I love that kindness. That word's been coming out a lot. Be kind. People need things. Like I said, before I did what I did tonight, I went grocery shopping for somebody who needed something. And that wasn't anything. I don't feel I do nearly as much as I should or can do. But whatever we do is better than nothing. And slow down with the Facebook challenges. Too many damn challenges. Jesus. Just do your part, all right? Stay safe. Live. Life is good. Love life. I love you. I really do. Anybody who knows me, all 3 of you, there's a lot of you that know me. I love you all. I'm very appreciative for everything we do. So let's just stay alive to do it, all right? Let's not get taken out by some stupid, you know, flu. A lot more serious than a flu. All right, boys and girls. Till next Sunday night. Life of Peter G. I love you. Talk to you later, okay? Let's go.
Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.